Okay, this is ready now. This has been cut off to the same distance all the way around using a spacer. So it's about a 1/2 inch because that was just personal choice. Now, this is what we call a reverse gable. And we need to have this go into here, obviously, with a good fit. So, same thing applies to this as this. Take your distance, add an inch, double it, and that'll give us the width. Okay, eventually we're going to slice down and bend it over, which, should make sense based on what we did before. The one thing to note here, though, is this is going to come out about a 1/2 inch. So we leave a little extra, about an inch. And then from that 1 inch, okay, if I go back to here without knowing what's level, okay, if I were to add an inch, it's about 5 inches. So we made this much, much deeper. We usually add like 3 inches to that. So this is now 8 inches deep, okay? And the reason we do that is because we're going to cut it once and it's not going to fit. And we're going to cut it twice and it's still not going to fit. It's going to take a couple of cuts until this fits directly on there. Okay? Now, a good way to start with the cuts is to just take whatever this distance is. And it's around 4 inches. I'm going to come out the same, because I want to cut this on a 45-degree angle. If you happen to have a 45-degree triangle, that works well as well, but you don't need it. Okay, so I'm going to take this, and like I said, I assure you that the first cut will not fit perfectly. It never does, but that's why we gave it the extra length. Now, when you slice this with your straight edge, you're going to cut back. You're going to back cut it. So I'm right on there. I'm going to take this, I'm going to cut on a long angle. This gets a little tricky, so be careful. Okay? Way back on a harsh angle. And that is now off. And now I'm going to take this one. I'm going to do the exact same thing. Way back underneath on a hard angle so that this is going to fit a little more nicely on the top. Okay? Okay? And you can actually see it right there as well. Now, we're going to lay this on here. Okay? And of course, it's not going to fit perfectly. So we have to be aware of this to make sure this is as level as possible. And this is kind of by eye. I don't want this to tilt downward and I don't want it to tilt upward real hard. Okay? Don't deliberately tilt this down just to make it fit. You have to get that ridge as level as possible by eye. And then we are going to simply look at the gap, mark what you think at the top, okay? And then we're going to redraw a line down here, and we're going to recut it as many times as it takes to get a really nice fit, but being sure that this is level. So this is a little bit of by eye fudge work here, okay? Thanks.